Good evening and good evening and welcome here to our broadcast in the Issues Room. Tonight is our 213th edition, and I'd like to welcome you wherever you are to our presentation here tonight. Tonight's conversation going to be a great one because we have an array of things to talk about. Over the last several days, a lot has been going on, and we are back here again to present to you the trending issues in Liberia, um, what is unfolding, and what those discussions, around the corner, around the table, in the streets, in the intellectual forum centers are about. Our contribution here in the Issues Room is on Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Total conversation, and we'd like to encourage you to share the link tonight. Welcome others here to join us. It would be a good time hanging out together for the next hour and a half to two. So we want you to join us here. In fact, we see Sherry Loving Area Komeni. We say thank you for joining us here in the Issues Room. Your first time. Make it a place to stop by every Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We encourage our viewers to weigh in, chime in, let us know you're here. At some point when we open the lines, the expectation is that you will call in to participate. Furthermore, you thank you for joining us here tonight. This evening, we're going to be looking at an array of issues. As I said, the Speaker, uh, in fact, the House, put it that way, and the Senate, which is the legislature in the Republic of Liberia, will be going to elections on Monday to vote in a new speaker, a deputy speaker, and a Senate pro temp. There's a lot going on behind the scene to determine who become the speaker, the deputy speaker, and the pro temp. We want to talk about that tonight. We also want to talk about the ultimatum given by uh, Representative Yeke Koluba to President-elect Joe Boyka concerning the 50,000 United States dollars donation he made to the victims of the tanker explosion in Totota, Bong County. Interestingly, he had a press conference yesterday and will be bringing excerpts from that press conference regarding his stance as it is today, and will be critiquing whether his intent in the situation makes sense. We also know that as it is right now, the Unity Party has filed a lawsuit, according to Front Page Africa, about the citizenship of Funati Kofa regarding the dual citizenship laws that was passed by the Senate, rather the House, or the legislature, put it that way, because both houses, the legislature signed by President Weah, and I believe Funati was one of the people who voted, that says that as a dual citizenship individual, one who has dual citizenship, you cannot hold certain positions in the Republic of Liberia. And one of those positions, key positions, is the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Neither can you be an elected official. So, what's going to happen by Monday? And is this going to stall the process for the legislative elections? We want to know. But then also, people now are arguing whether the dual citizenship law is fair or unfair. When it was passed the other day, everybody who had a U.S. citizenship and were participating in government, especially the CDC government, no one said anything. Now it seems as though this would be the new topic. And so we encourage you to participate tonight so we can look at some of these things. And I have one trending news here, something that was uh, put out by someone regarding Joe Boyka uh, is giving a Lebanese man a position to become commerce minister to purchase his house for $350,000. So so much going on. So we'll unpack some of those things tonight, but it will be our trending news to begin with. Let me bring in my colleagues on Volcano Shelton. Let me bring in Alphonso Yenu and Moses Sandy. Gentlemen, welcome. Tonight seemed to be a good one. I'm elated. I'm ready to talk. Uh, it's encouraging, to see you guys, and I think we'll have a good time. Priscilla Myers, thank you for joining us here tonight. Gentlemen, start with you, Alfonso.
And I'm glad to be here as always. And to the viewers, thank you for coming and tuning in to the show and being loyal listeners. As we always say, share the link, get other people to join us, and prepare yourselves to call in and to participate in the discussion. So it's not just limited to us. We want your point of view because these are really important and critical issues. But I'm glad to be with you both, Volcano and Moses, tonight.
Moses.
Yeah, thank you guys. I'm glad to be with you guys this evening to join all of you. Just want to ask our people out there to please help us share the link, invite more people. We want you to be a part of this discussion. Today is very important that you join us, you be a part, because we have come to delve into a lot of critical thing in Liberia. It's a pleasure being here, guys. Thank you
Okay,
for
gentlemen,
the
thank you.
privilege.
I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to share some of the stuff here, but it's just acting up. But anyway, as I was saying, something I stumbled on today, and I thought it was an important thing for us to just present as the trending news. And the reason I'm bringing this all is not because of my proximity to this person or my proximity to the president elect. When I say proximity, as it is not what they call it is an open secret, right? That the president elect is a deacon in my church, the Ethel Baptist Church, a man who I've known for most of my formative years and my upbringing. And the two characters here in this story, which I'm sharing now, interestingly, is uh, and Basil Boaka, president elect, and Amin Modad. Um, so Amin Modad, we all know, is a Liberian businessman um, who is a former chairman of the Unity Party. As it is right now, and there's a lot of shuffling going on. Right?
It's me. I'm sorry. Let me
Okay,
close it.
mute, mute yourself again. Um, it is no secret that Amin was the former chairman of the Unity Party and is currently a member of the Unity Party, not in an official capacity as chairman. One who has done business and who owns a home um, on the Robertsfield Highway, just around the Marshall Junction. The story goes on to say here Mr. Joseph Yuma Boyka Sr. buys US $350,000 mansion in his plan to vacate the rehab community, gives a ministerial post to Amin Modad for the property. So he's selling the property accordingly for 350,000 plus what you call uh, a promised position to be a minister in the Unity Party. The guy says here, and it's from a 40 massacre, but it's always on these funny places. Says here, fellow Liberians, even before taking office, the president-elect Joseph Yuma Boyka has violated nearly all the laws of the country, especially the Code of Conduct, Section 1.3 and 9.1, which frowns at bribery and gifts as elected or public officials of government. A high placed source within the Unity Party has confirmed to the CDC COP that Mr. Barker has bought a luxurious mansion located on the Marshall Highway, Boys Town, from Mr. Ami Modad. The property belongs to Modad, but Mr. Barker requested to buy the property since rehab community is noisy and he supposes as president he'll prefer a safer community with no inhabitants surrounding. As we speak, Mr. Modad has also hired foreigners to decorate the mansion according to a presidential liking, meaning to Boyka's liking. Our intelligence suggests that Mr. Boyka, in his quest to acquire the luxurious mansion, offered Mr. Modad a ministerial post, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, to be run as at his wishes without any interference from anyone. Our source in the Unity Party is unhappy, especially for a Lebanese man to head such a revenue generator sector of government at his preference, wherein he will be giving rather licenses to foreigners and marginalizing Liberian businesses. Mr. Boyka was broke and lived on loan, even though he served a series of ministerial posts and 12 years as vice president. But in a matter of weeks, this loan taker and career broker is buying and owning mansions around the country in return for jobs, which is a violation of the laws of Liberia. An irresponsible, corrupt, and criminal grandfather stole the presidency with a plan to enrich himself and his family, and this is exactly what he's doing. Authorized by CDC Council of Patriots Intelligence Bureau. And the reason why I told to bring this, I know it's nonsense. I spoke with Amin and in a brief text, and he said nonsense. But these are the kinds of things that these people are so desperate, and they're trying to create an impression that this man has not even taken power, and they're preempting what they think that their president did and is still doing is how this country is going to be run. Gentlemen, weigh in on it. Now, this is a man who was born in Liberia, who educated in Liberia, who lived all his life in Liberia, the one foreign father and a Liberian mother, of course, by citizenship. He's citizen by
Yes.
birth,
Mhm.
which is same as me. So you're telling me now, when he kind of opportunity come, when it's time for me to fry my own fish in the oil, you call me Lebanese man, right? Gentlemen,
Well, look, look, Volcano, you took the word out of my mouth. I think that to even discuss, this on a very prominent, platform such as the issue room is an elevation to another nonsense. Uh, the author of this post, I don't know whether this author lives in author space. When Mr. Uh, Ami Moda was chairman of the United Party, where was he? Was he not in Liberia? Then Mr. Moda was not a Lebanese man, right? I'm not saying this to say that Mr. Moda has been appointed or will be appointed as Minister of Commerce, but for someone to even write something about that, look, I mean, this crap mentality. Once it is not me, it is not good. People will do everything to put people down, to throw people names in the mud. It just beats
let
my
me just let me just let
imagination.
me just add this
You know.
information quick. The place where Amin built this house that he's supposedly talking about is right on the main road.
Yeah.
When this house was built, there was no thought that today that place would be a business hub
Okay.
jammed with marketers all in the streets. Lebanese are building stores because people are leasing, building. So it's not even a place where Boyka will leave the comfort of his hidden little spot there in the rehab area to move to a building on the main road, broad road, the highway, the fence reaches. In fact, the CDC government put X's on Amin's fence in as much as he followed the zoning law by keeping his building 20 feet away from the main road,
Yeah.
even mark his fence out of spikes. And so interestingly, when these kinds of things are said, sometimes it's good to look at it, just give a little bit of thought around it. So let me just hear from Alfonso quick and we just move on to the next thing.
Yeah, I agree with Moses from his initial statements that I would have wished that we don't even elevate that kind of nonsense. Because really, if you even as you were reading it, I was following it. That I was thinking about two things. One, the things they're saying made no sense. Two, the source. Where is it coming from? CDCCOP.
Yeah.
Is this even a trusted organization? like it's nonsense propaganda. And if you really listen to it,
Yeah.
Lebanese man, $300,000 giving the man a ministry that will
Yeah.
have no oversight. I mean, what government even runs over ministry with no
And that
oversight?
and that Liberians will be deprived,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
this will
So
be deprived
yeah,
when this government has deprived Liberians
yeah. So
unimaginably.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So these guys, it's again is their even in their limitation, they are unable to do effective propaganda because they're very limited. So they're a bunch of nonsense. But as you said, Volcano, maybe it's good to bring some of these things to light to the public, and then we discuss them to
Yeah, because our
debunk them.
people,
Because a
our
lot of
people,
people,
our people, yeah,
yeah,
our people are limited.
yeah,
People
some
will start
people might
running.
see these things and believe them and stuff. So it's important to always jump on top of these type of things and correct them. So it's good that you brought it, but I think it's nonsense, and I don't think, as you both correctly said, we shouldn't spend time on this nonsense,
It's
Mister
absolute nonsense.
Modat. We've known Mister Modat. I know his mother. I know him. He's. Are you coming even to the man, Lebanese man? Like, what's
Yeah,
wrong
yeah,
with
yeah,
you?
because the man doesn't look like him.
Yeah. So,
Since he's dark skinned and the man
and
is not
that
dark
is
skinned, so he's not a Liberian.
a significant
Okay.
problem we have in Liberia. When somebody named Johnson or this, that, then the Liberian. But
Yeah.
when somebody named Kwame or Modal something, then they're not Liberian. What
Not
kind of
Liberian.
nonsense is
Yeah.
that? What makes somebody Liberian and somebody not Liberian? Barack Obama
Absolutely.
became president of the United States of America. That should send a message to everybody. Current Vice President Kamala Harris' father is from where?
India,
From
I believe.
no, her mother from India. Her
India,
father
okay,
from
okay. Knew one parent was India.
right here. One of these local black people. He's a black man right here. I think from Haiti or whatever. This lady, what her name? Former governor of South Carolina, Nikki Haley,
Hmm.
former ambassador to the United Nations, currently running for president. Her parents came from India. Both her parents came from India and had her here, and she's running for president of the United States of America. And
Yeah.
we're sitting now in the daddy library and talking nonsense.
Okay, let's move
No.
on, gentlemen. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move
y-
on. Let's move on.
Yeah.
We ain't got time. So let's go straight to the issue of the speaker vote for Monday.
Yeah.
Um, we know that there are three positions being vied for: the pro tem, the speaker, and the deputy speaker. As
Yeah.
it is right now, we know, of course, Fonazi Kofa is in the front runner or is the front runner. Uh,
Uh,
when I say front runner, people have already declared that the man is going to win.
oh, okay.
Okay. In fact, this guy Ty Wombe, who just won in District 9 in my county, is saying that he's going to vote for Funadi, and he was emphatic that Funadi will win. But then you also have Richard Kuhn. So there are two of them, and then in the deputy speakership, you have, I believe, Musa Bilade
Musa Belete.
and this lady,
Memories.
Reese. And then again, Yumli, some people say she may go on a white ballot, but then insiders are saying that Weston got Finley. I don't know where you see behind her Basil sister, man. Yeah, everywhere the girl go, he just jump behind her.
Eh,
So, so he might
This is
like,
a constitutional right, but
yeah,
sometimes, man, the way people do things,
my man.
sometimes
The
it
man been to the
just,
place before. Where he did that?
yeah,
Eh?
man, the way people
Eh,
do
man,
things,
but the man was
sometimes,
there before, so that only place now he can go.
yeah,
And
man.
so
I'm agreeing with you,
there's
Volcano.
speculation,
Yeah,
Moses, that
yeah.
he made. So
Oh, yeah.
as it is right now, so many things going on behind the scene. There's a lot going on, but where we are, there is speculation that with regards to the Unity Party filing a lawsuit to question his citizenship because he has dual citizenship.
The
This
question,
with
whose citizenship?
Fonati. Fonati.
Oh, okay.
The current constitution says that he cannot hold any elected position, neither become speaker, vice president, or president. you saw that dual citizenship constitution that was
Mhm.
signed by George Weah, and I believe he was one of the people who voted for it. And
Yeah,
maybe he didn't
but the
know.
Mayor Deputy Speaker, he was one of the brains
That's
behind
what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah.
So he didn't know that it would come up down the road because they said, "Don't ask, don't tell." So people are also arguing now that if this happens, it might just mess the whole inauguration up. But I'm just throwing this out. But let's come back to the fact that we're going to hopefully have an election.
Yeah.
Wayne,
Let me start by with the current situation regarding the current speaker, Buffer Chambers. Mr. Chambers, the Supreme Court today rule in
Moses,
a
Moses, Moses.
yes.
Let's do this. Let's stick to the topic. You can
Hmm.
bring down at the end. We're not
Yeah,
talking about buffer chamber now. We're talking about the
yeah,
proactive. We know that.
but the mayor is the one who is occupying the
Okay,
position.
all right. So you think
Yeah,
that
yeah. So
because it says
quickly,
there's a
and
rerun
he has made a very strong statement against
for Nati?
Fonati.
Okay, now just let
So
you go ahead.
yeah, Buffer is in court. The court has ruled that the election in his district, two of the towns, the elections there should be rerun. The gentleman who went against him, from those two towns, the gentleman accumulated, I think, 650 votes, and Buffer Chimo got 95 votes from the two towns. Yep, Mr. Chimers, and it tells you, Volcano, how our uh, judicial process, works in our country. When you are powerful, the law will always be there for you. So, Elections Commission ruled against Mr. Chambers. They said the contention he raised did not make sense. So the gentleman who won him was declared winner.
Yeah, you
Mr.
talk about
Chima,
Anthony Williams.
yeah, Mr. Williams won. Mr. Chima, Mr. Chambers ran to the Supreme Court. Now the Supreme Court say, hey, let rerun. So they're going to rerun.
So who is the chief justice?
CNN.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
is she from?
I'm told she's from what?
Maryland.
Nimba, right?
No,
Oh, she's from Maryland? Okay. But I think, yeah, okay. But what about Connor? She comes from
no, no,
doesn't
no, no.
matter.
I'm saying so. You
Yeah.
see the alliance there now. Okay, go ahead. And Kimbo say he from
Yeah,
Maryland.
yeah. So she said that I shouldn't say she, but rather the Supreme Court says that the election should be rerun. And so Chima had the audacity to take to the airway today, and he made some wrong. I mean, he made some real powerful statement against Mr. Kofa. He says he doesn't like Mr. Kofa. He strongly believes that Mr. Kofa will not make a good speaker. But you can also understand where he's coming from because his position is on the line, so it's obvious that he will throw some debt at somebody who is going, for the same position. But he say he supposed the Unity Party. He supposed the candidate of the Unity Party as opposed to Mr. Fonari Kofa. Now let's come to Mr. Kofa. And the three of us here have argued consistently that Mr. Kofa lacks the moral rectitude. He lacks the legal credential. When I say the legal credential, meaning that as a former convict, he's not qualified to occupy such a prominent post. The position of speaker in Liberia is the third most powerful position. Anyone who occupies that position should be somebody with impeccable, faultless character. But to have a former felon, ascending to the position of speaker, I mean, that would just send a real bad message. Over the years, Fonati has not done anything that he can boast of, championing the cause of Liberia. Anything that has to do with dishonesty, Fonati Kofa supported Mr. Weah, supported Mr. Chambers, supported the other guys in the CDC in championing those things. Fanaticofa is compromised. How can this guy own a law firms that represent most of the key institutions in government? And there's the man who wants to be head. He wants to be the number three man in the country as speaker. So electing Fanatic Kofa will be business as usual. That will just further defeat the reason why uh, Mr. Weah was kicked out. When you elect Fanatic Kofa on Monday, you are indirectly giving power to George Weah and the CDC. So let me stop there.
Alfonso?
Yeah, um, I agree with Moses on a lot of things. I don't think Mr. Fonatikofa is qualified to be Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Liberia. As Moses said, the Speaker of the House of Representatives is number three person in the country, and in terms of succession, and actually the Speaker controls the legislature in many respects. Fonati doesn't have a track record of accountability. Fonadikova, Deputy Speaker of the House, that was never audited in violation of the Liberia financial management law, which requires that all branches of government must be audited. We all also sat here and saw how legislators were basically dividing money amongst themselves. Every 3 months, they get themselves $30,000, $60,000. Meanwhile, cutting the money that's supposed to go to hospitals and clinics around the country under Ellen Salif when the economy wasn't so good. The amount that was sent to hospitals in Leeward counties was $200,000. The we administration they cut it down to $100,000. And as we know, as the U.S. ambassador said after his tour of the counties, even that $100,000 was not going to those counties. So the hospitals in those counties were struggling. So when people die in rural Liberia, it's not witchcraft. It's because the legislators refuse to put money in the budget to provide them medicines and stuff, provide them nurses to care for them. And Fonatikova was at the helm of that leadership of the legislature. To put him at the top, Zenith right now will be rewarding somebody for doing all the wrong things. And it's just not right. Especially so when Liberians went to election and voted, they were voting against corruption. They were voting for accountability and the rule of law. If this new administration, or given the expectations of the Liberian people, if we are supposed to say we want accountability, we want to audit people, we want to hold people accountable, will Mr. Fonantikova, as Speaker, audit himself and the legislature that he presided over? The Speaker, the way the legislature runs is this. In the Senate, the President pro tempore puts the bills on the table, sets the agenda. The President pro tempore can refuse to put certain things on the table. That means those things will never be debated. In the House of Representatives, the Speaker sets the agenda. You can make all your proposals, you can do everything as a member of the House of Representatives. If the Speaker doesn't raise that issue and put it on the agenda, it never gets discussed. It dies. It never even gets sent to committee before the committee even consider it. This is a critical position that Mr. Fonanti Kovac should not be allowed to hold. And I've been one of the people who have been advocating publicly. I've written stuff on Facebook and newspapers. And I just had a conversation before I joined this show with somebody in Liberia. And I hope what he told me is true, that currently there are about 37 members of the House of Representatives that have pledged and are lined up against Mr. Funatu Kofa's speakership. So I hope we get to that point where he doesn't become. And real quickly on the issue of citizenship, I was actually looking at not just reading over the citizenship law. Here's what it says. It says on the issue of citizenship. Advance says the new law restricts dual citizens from occupying elective positions and from being governor of the central bank, finance minister, and defense minister. Now, even being a member of the House of Representatives is an elective position. So maybe Konadekova shouldn't even be in the House of
He shouldn't be there.
Representatives because that's
So let's stop
let,
there.
let alone become a speaker.
So let me add this so you can continue in your
Yeah,
argument.
go ahead.
Folks
Yeah,
are saying that he was uh, an elected speaker. I mean, an elected representative
yeah,
prior to the passage of the law.
yeah.
Okay, so
Mm,
the law could not be retroactive.
mm.
However,
Just,
he won his second term on this current term
mm-hmm,
and is now vying for the speakership,
mm-hmm,
rather.
mm-hmm.
Shouldn't now the law becomes effectuated?
As you're 100% correct. First of all,
Eh,
whoever is arguing
does he know how the legal system works?
that whoever is making the argument is not following what the law actually says for several reasons. Number one, as you correctly said, if Mr. Fonatikova was just ran for a representative position after the law was passed, he just ran and won his representative position after the law was passed. So the issue of whether or not we can go back and have the law applied against him doesn't hold. That's the first thing. In the first instance, where they say he was elected before the law was passed, blah blah blah. In addition to the fact that that doesn't prevail right now because he just ran and won, that's it was never applied against him at that time. So
And
there's
and
the
interestingly,
yeah.
the argument now would be that Mr. Kofa is presumably an elected official who has now been fully commissioned in this 55th legislature, not until
Absolutely.
next week. So he's
Absolutely.
still
Absolutely.
he's outside of the room. Everyone
Yeah.
comes in new now.
Any representative who was representative in the 55th legislature got
54th. I
reelected
mean
as
54th.
who was
The
54th, as
54.
you correctly said, got reelected. By the time the session closed of the legislature closed or the House closed, is no long technically no longer a member of the House of Representatives, technically no member of the House of Senate until the 55th legislature, which is the upcoming
Meets on
legislature,
Monday.
and they get sworn in. So again, the argument, excuse me, doesn't hold in this case. The fact of the matter is they can go further. They can go further with this argument and say and not only try to deny Mr. Kofa, Councillor Kofa, of being a speaker, they can actually go further and argue for him to be kicked out of the legislature because
Mhm.
he was elected fraudulently. He didn't declare to the
To the
National Election.
electors, yeah,
He
elections
didn't declare to the
commission.
people. He broke the law. He
Mhm.
wasn't truthful when he ran. He didn't tell people, "Oh, I have dual citizenship." So
And
again, that
knowing and knowing and knowing and knowing that he signed a law that
mhm,
prevented him from being electable.
yep,
Yeah.
He signed that law, and as a scholar, as they claim him to be, should have known futuristically
yep,
someday something will come up
Before victim, yeah.
and he will fall victim.
yeah,
But yet,
yep,
Yeah.
don't tell,
yep,
don't
yeah,
ask, don't tell was the people who they quietly been doing that thing. The president also has dual citizenship or multi citizenship, as we all know it. I'm sure that the fact that his wife is a Liberian and going around with a Liberian passport, it means that he himself carrying a Jamaican passport. Is my assumption now. Don't quote me, but I'm just saying because we don't know if his wife automatically became citizen or did she go through the process of becoming citizen.
George, we are
So
Liberia. What are you talking about,
coming.
Volcano?
So all these people, many of them in the house, many of them in holding public offices, the very Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, all of them have continued to circumvent the laws, do what they think pleases them, in the context of the ignorance of the Liberian people and the fact that all of these branches of government are so compromised to the point that the system is broken. They have taken advantage of it. And then in these new dispensations, when people try to implement, then it becomes witch hunt. It
Mhm.
becomes, oh, the law is not fair. In fact, no Liberian should ever be deprived anything. But when we were saying it years ago and talking about it very on this very platform, that the law was rationed and the law was only providing for the people who did not
Mhm.
go
Mhm.
into diaspora to claim citizenship,
Mhm.
deprive you, myself, and the rest of us who,
Mhm.
meaning when I say us, is again is general,
Hmm.
who have traveled abroad across the world, because of the prevailing circumstances that we were faced with in these diaspora. We had to probably gain citizenship for us to be able to accomplish certain things, and now it's being held against us that we are not considered Liberians, even though we were born like native Liberians, and we're not considered full-fledged Liberians to hold many of these positions. Can you imagine, even up to the point where it talked about you can't be assistant minister,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
you can't be deputy minister, you can't be minister. There's another law that say you can't be technical person for something I don't even remember, and I just closed the document because it was just crap for me. So
And
now
then
they're gonna
Liberians are
come
being
back,
punished.
yeah, but
Yeah.
they're gonna come back to haunt all of us. And
Mhm.
then at this point now, people are saying, "Oh, it's not fair. It's not fair." But it was never fair from the onset, and that was
Absolutely.
where all of those things should have been changed
Yeah.
before the president signed and before they enacted that law into. And in fact, I'm not even sure how how popular this law is, because even when you're flying, from what I heard, when you're flying, you still got to solicit, I mean, a teen visa, even though we have so-called dual citizenship law. But many of the airlines are not respecting it. So what makes it dual citizenship? So that's the problem there. But we don't want to put a sidebar in the whole conversation. But let's go to the other candidates. We know Yombli Kanga, and again, it's unofficial that Western Guy Finley, because accordingly she could run on the white ballot, or Western Guy Finley may go in to just throw a monkey wrench. What do you make up of that race?
Look, what is being speculated, if it actually turns out to be true, then the bad blood between Mr. Finney or Senator-elect Finney and Senator Yombi Kanga, it still exists, because it is Senator Kanga that whipped Mr. Finney in Grand Bassa County, and as a result of that, he was booted out of the Senate. He has done everything, to go against this lady. And having gotten the opportunity to make a comeback in the Senate, now he thinks that it is an opportunity for him to go against her again. Before his name came out, it was widely reported that Senator Kanga on Monday will be elected on the white ballot. I strongly believe, even if Finney gets into the race, I don't think he enjoys that popularity that his colleagues will vote for him. Uh, if even Abache gets into the race, even though he's unsanctioned, um, I strongly believe that the very seditious in the Senate will not vote for Abache, they will not vote for Finney. So I think that is more like someone trying to show a might. But given what we have heard and what we are seeing happening, I think Senator Kanga stands a better chance of winning, the pro tem position. She has played her role over the years. She's a very powerful member of the ruling administration. I mean, not the ruling administration, but the incoming administration, and insiders in the Senate are all, supporting her. I would like to stop there.
Go ahead, Alfonso.
I think that it's unfortunate for Liberia that we even considering people that president and family to be president pro tem and run the senate of the country. It's just a tragedy. But Liberia is going through a very tragic situation and chapter in our history. So it is what it is. The war, I remember when the war was coming, I forget his name now. The U.S. Under Secretary of State for African Affairs,
Cohen?
Corn.
Herman Cohen, said, if you guys, Liberia, allow this war to continue and reach Monrovia, Liberia will go 100 years backwards, if not more. Liberians thought he meant that somehow the places will have streets, bush will grow back there, forest will grow back there, whatever. That's not what it meant. What it meant, we're seeing that reality today. The deficiency, the decay in our society to the point that the people who not even sort of be leadership will somehow assume leadership position and keep driving the country down into the quarters. That's exactly what he was referring to. And that's exactly what's happening. The incompetence. Somebody who can make noise and they jump around and where baby going pass around is the person who is supposed to be leader. Somebody who just get up a big guy and go give money to people or steal money and pay college university is the honorable that we honor and pass around. Whether the schools they build and get teachers, they get university to train the professors. We got teacher college to even for teachers to go to even train the children from elementary level to junior high to senior high level before they even reach university. We don't care. But those are the people we celebrate and we honor. And that's tragic. I hope we get from that point. Having said so, I would say that Senator Yambli Kanga Lawrence put against Mr. Bazanga Finlay is the better candidate to be president pro tem. She's demonstrated everything that a president pro tempore should have and that president pro tempore should need, especially in the very new dispensation that we want, a break from corruption, a situation in which we have representation of women leaders as well. You know, this woman stood up as a female woman leader who, against all odds, has accomplished and she deserves to be the president pro tempore. Again, I've been one of the people who's been campaigning behind the scenes and advocating that we want a break from the old order, from the old people. But some guy has been there. What did he accomplish? What did he do? You know? So, and again, the person I spoke to in Monrovia tonight before I joined said it's clear he believes strongly that Mistress Kanga Lawrence will win. I hope she does, and she has my support. And I think she's just the right candidate for the job at this time. We need a break from the past. We can't bring the same corrupt people back. How do we even order these people? If they were the same people that were stealing money and doing all of these things yesterday, we put them back. Then we say we want audit, then we say we want accountability. We're just joking.
So
And
one of the things I wanted us to kind of look at holistically here is that it's just unfortunate for the country that we continue to have these recyclables. These recyclables that have done nothing over the last renaissance, put it that way, because we said that after the war is the new renaissance, the new Liberia. And here we are still struggling as a nation. The basic incentives for our people, healthcare, education, the economy, even electricity is rationed. The roads that the bad road medicine bragged about, we can't
mhm.
see those roads. The roads to nowhere, the coastal highway, the Bali, all these things. But these people are walking away with pocket filled with monies, and yet they're still trying to come back. You know, why are we continuing to give these recyclables the opportunity? I mean, this past election show the conscience of some of the voters, put it that way, that they're now beginning to see. that these people have meant them no good. And so that's why they booted some people off. But let's come back to the Beaufort Chambers. Why is he so, Moses, let me finish. Why
Yeah.
is he so bank on coming back into the house? Isn't he a PhD? Can he not do something with his PhD? Does he have to work in government? If he's actually a PhD, but even all the gains he made over the 16 plus years he served, he was dishing out monies to buy a vote. Didn't he know that this day will come, that the people conscience will be polished, that they will look back and say, you know what? For all these years, we've benefited nothing. We eat this one and we'll vote him out. So I'm just concerned about the recyclables in our country. Look at what's happening right now. People who are in the CDC, who are the very reason why our country is so corrupt and unrespected, are people now who have public relations people begging the incoming government to keep those people in their positions.
I mean, come on.
Can you imagine a guy sitting there and making the case for the public works minister
Yeah.
that she is the best, that she must stay there to finish all the projects? Can you imagine the guy from the Liberia Civil Aviation Authority is making his case? What type of people are these? Why can't you allow your work to speak for you and let the incoming president make that determination? Why are you selling yourself now? Isn't there anywhere else you can go to work? So Liberia will only be run by a government. The workforce of the country will only be run by a government. So only government job that the people must strive to get. That tells me that the very recyclables are doing this to perpetuate and stay in these lucrative positions and not create an enabling environment and an economy to attract investments that will open up the corridor for private investment to come in and employ our people. They want our people to stay in the very degradation they find themselves. And again, it's unfortunate that these people continue to put these people back in these places. And it bothers me that 5.2 million people in our society, as a nation, we cannot find 100,000 of new people, new breed, to change the trajectory of our country. I'm just waiting anxiously for the appointment of Ambassador Boyka to this new dispensation because it concerns me. It concerns me, Moses. It concerns me for the House. It concerns me for the executive, and it concerns me for the judiciary. That is why we're having all of this happening. All of this. And the very few people that come, they come saying that they got the new breed. I'll give you an example. I just saw Ty one way, as I said. And the man is emphatic that he's supporting Fonati Kova because it will create a separation of power. But for Fonati Kova is just a one person. Separation of power will require the entire house to have a stance on a matter. And so if you, Ty one way, don't have a stance on your own matter, and you want to use Kofa as your conduit to claim separation of power, then you already a rookie. You already doesn't understand the legislative function for the very purpose you have been elected to. I would think that he would start doing his research. He would have prepared himself since he was announced. So by the time you come Monday, he's able to walk in there with pride and dignity that he's done some research on the role and function of whatever position he's going to be holding as an elected official. So I'm just saying these things that the very few people who come here are already compromised. So it's just like we're wasting our time. That's the point I wanted to make.
Yeah. Let me say a couple of things.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Ray. Put your
Oh
question
yeah.
first.
I want to talk briefly about Finlay again. You talk about people who believe that if it is not there, it is not good. The guys will go in and out. Besonga Finlay, Senator elect, is former foreign minister of Liberia. How did he leave the foreign ministry? He was linked to the sale of
You're
passports.
right there.
He was linked to crime. And we're talking about under a very corrupt administration too. George Weah, 2020. It was on that basis that he left the foreign ministry. So you want someone who is accused of criminality and a former felon. You want these people to head your legislature? That's the question I would like to put to members of the Senate, and that's the question I would like to put to members of the House of Representatives. When the legislature passed the national budget, the 2023 national budget, in 7 minutes' time, wasn't Funati Kofa sitting there alongside Buffer Chimba when they passed that budget? Is it doable to pass a national budget
And I
in
heard many of
seven
them they
minutes?
didn't even read the budget.
No.
They
But
just
Volcano, how possible is it that you will read a budget
in 7 minutes.
in 7 minutes and pass it?
Because interestingly, for me who studied a portion of finance and I worked on budget, you
Mhm.
have the prior budget and the current budget. So you
Yes,
have to make comparison.
of course.
It's a lot of time. It's consuming. You have to make comparison so that you can see what's reflecting in this new budget, whether it makes sense. So
So,
that's a lot of problem.
so now you tell me, Volcano, you make a fanatic cover speaker. What will you see Alphonso happening in Liberia? We'll be passing our national budgets again in 7 minutes' time. You know, the man is so tired of. He's entangled with everything. When Marintown is about to appear at the Senate, will he recuse himself from, I mean, appear in the House if the commissioner is sanctioned? Will he recuse himself? I hear his supporters say, oh, well, if things are coming on the floor, he doesn't have to sit there. Come on, man. We are all intelligent
But
people,
it means
educated
they don't
people.
even understand.
Yeah, you don't have to sit
Larry,
there.
Larry, for even just to chime in, caught me. I just want to chime in. The
Mhm.
speaker also have to sit there. The speaker decides what comes on the
What
floor and
comes
what
on the floor?
the speaker decides the budget. That's why his name, Mr. Yaga Oliver, used to make noise all the time. When he
Yeah,
gets up to make a suggestion or when he writes something to put on the floor, all Baba Chamber has to do is not even put on the floor. Just
man.
don't honor it. That's what it is. The speaker has all of the power to determine what the members discuss or what the members do not discuss. So that's a
Absolutely.
credit. So he don't even have to vote. He can just decide he not even making it on he not even making his way to the agenda. So
I'm
those people
telling
who
you.
making the argument just
So I
don't
wanted
know.
to add in then the deputy speaker. So we
Yeah.
have
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
accountability,
Mhm.
and then we
Thank
have
you.
this more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, where this country going?
Where are we going?
Let's
Musa
start with
But
you,
man, we just
Alfonso.
bad luck. But man, we just bad luck,
Let's start with Alfonso here. Where are we going with this?
yeah.
What's wrong with this whole country, my man?
man.
For once, for once, how can these people still have records on them, and then the people consciously go to the poll and elect them,
And you like
and then
them.
they expect somebody to play magic,
Mhm.
so we the one got to talk for them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
But
we the one
is
got to
that
come here and talk and say, oh, you know that man got this record, you know that man got that record. Where were you when you were going to vote? So
Yeah.
you sleeping, you in utopia, you in somewhere where you don't exist in Liberia. So
but
what type of credible house we gonna have now?
no. Volcano, I just want to support the point you made and make reference to Mr. Wongbe, Tia Wongbe.
Car. He
I
said
mean, Ta Wongbe. You see, look at Fanso, it is so shameful that someone who resided in the United States for years,
yeah, doesn't even understand.
who would assume that knows better, that will come and support a former felon.
And the man talks about jurisdiction. He said,
Yeah, yeah. He says that. Oh well, Mr. Kofa served his time in the United States, and the crime was committed in the United States. So that shouldn't matter to Liberians. The people named. Did you hear that, man? I think you guys need to start mobilizing to petition the 55th legislature for the recall of Tia Wombe, because you will be a huge disappointment. If this guy who claimed to be an educated man will say that, oh yeah, you can vote a criminal because the crime was, the crime occurred in another country, so that shouldn't matter to you, then he's not a good representative.
but we're not even talking about a low profile position. We're not
No,
even talking about somebody who just ordinary. We're talking about the third powerful man in the
in the
country,
country, yeah.
constitutionally, who
Mhm.
is in proximity
Yeah.
to
To
the
the
presidency.
presidency, yeah.
Imagine Moses and Volcano, Mr. Councilor Fonantico is elected, and the newspapers report tomorrow.
Yeah.
CNN pick it up, and
Mhm.
MSNBC pick it up. A former felon from
A former
Zebulon, South
felon, yeah.
Carolina, has just been elected Speaker of the Liberian House of Representatives. How
There
many?
you go.
How
There
many?
you go.
How many business people going there?
There
No
you
way.
go.
How many
Actually,
Americans?
yeah,
You
That's
know,
that.
Liberian
Oh,
law
listen, listen,
specifically
listen. Hold
said,
on,
yeah,
hold on.
yeah.
Please say that again. I would want silence. Say
Yeah.
that again. What happens when?
I said,
Okay.
when that
imagine
news is broken.
Hold on,
on,
Moses. Let me say
yeah,
it. What
on
happened?
Monday, imagine on Monday, government. Now imagine on Monday, Councillor Fonati Kofa becomes elected Speaker of the Liberian House of Representatives. And MSNBC, CNN, even the newspaper in North Carolina, I mean South Carolina, yeah, South
Mhm.
Carolina,
Yeah,
No, no,
North
no.
Carolina.
That's
yeah,
Zebulon. Zebulon,
Yeah,
North Carolina.
yeah.
Zebulon
Mhm.
reports that a former convicted felon in Zebulon, North Carolina, was just elected Speaker of the Liberian House of Representatives. Imagine that. You think investors would jump on and start running to Liberia?
No.
No. You think the US Congress and government will start saying, oh, we have interest and confidence in those people?
No.
Can anybody trust that man to come back and negotiate contracts and agreements? Business people going, they know the legislature is the one that has to approve all concession agreements in the country. This is a man. That's why I tell people. Somebody will tell me, "Oh, man, you're in America. You're just following the government name. You just go and tell the people. You tell the international community." I said, "My man, let me tell you one thing. You know who the international community is? The international community is sitting with you in Liberia. I don't need to go tell nobody."
But
They,
interestingly, the thing
yeah,
is talking. Eddie Ambassador used to play with a man around the
exactly.
volleyball park and shooting hoops
Yeah,
and sanctioning a man around on the knee.
yeah. It's actually there. International community are those men and that work for those NGOs. The
Mhm.
international community are those guys that you meet in a bar every day, every night. You talk, they talk to you, they hear from you, they ask you questions. That's the international
The
community.
international community is social media.
It's social media. They go online, they do research. They go before they go to Liberia, business people, they do their research. They just go online and search, as you said, and then they say, "Oh, the Speaker of the U.S. I mean Liberian House of Representative is Councilor General Fonado Kofa." Then they go put General Fonado Kofa in Google it. Then they come convicted felon Zabul and stole $200,000 of U.S.
Taxpayers' money, yeah.
Department of Agriculture money, took $10,000 from a family and lied to them, say he would give them visa. Took $72,000 from a family and said he was going to represent them and never did.
Mhm.
Lied to the people, say he was born in Chicago. In Chicago. When
Mhm.
not even born in Chicago to get a job he got. It's not about jurisdiction. And that's what Taiwan way them do not understand. It's not about jurisdiction, it's about character.
They
It's
carry it over,
about
man.
trust. It's about confidence. If I go to Fernando Po and shoot somebody there and kill 500 people, I come to Liberia, I'm clear
So you're a free man now.
because it's jurisdictional. What kind of nonsense? I
Mhm.
know Todd, I'm beginning. So I
Yeah,
was
but
living
my
with
man,
mom in Newark, New Jersey. We all were in the same apartment building, so I know that very well. I'm thinking, but that's
yeah.
not an argument to make. It doesn't make sense, Mister
But that
Wonder.
tells you interestingly, Moses, just before you come in, that
Yeah.
tells you interestingly that because we think that these people can go to Liberia and build a hand pump
Yeah,
and
And
and they go there and act American, they can just
yeah.
fool the people and come to the house with no experience.
mhm.
Thank you.
We heading in the wrong direction again.
Yep,
Our old man Jerry Yokba,
yep.
Yeah, yeah, right from
yes, he
Philadelphia.
comes from
Yeah,
Kanadi Kofa.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you tell
Messy
me,
in those. Yeah.
what type of change you guys are bringing?
Mhm.
What type of change?
And
Now
Fonante,
the
and
people,
Fonante has been distributing a lot of money. So some
Oh
of those
yeah.
people
Oh,
getting money from Fonante. Fonante is the one who Ellen appointed to circumvent the Anti-Corruption Commission in the civil mining deal. Because Ellen wanted to put money in his hand because he went John Bromsky and all of that. Ellen wanted to empower them to take over and stuff. So the Anti-Corruption Commission was there. It was supposed to investigate a civil mining deal,
and they
the
gave that to
corruption in the
Fonati.
civil
Yeah.
mining thing with Councilor what his name, Vanish Sharma and all of that. She gave him, was it 900,000 or 200 something $1,000, I think, or close to $1 million was given to Fonanti on a special commission to investigate the civil mining
Civil
deal and to
money.
go to
Yeah.
prosecution.
Hmm.
Has anybody been prosecuted? No.
No.
Did Fonanti make any financial report on that money? No. But it's a millionaire today because of all of those things. And that's the man that we want to make speaker. So if
That's
we
big.
go to investigate the civil mining thing and the money he got in that special commission you put on, will he as speaker bring that thing to the table? No. The law of Liberia says when the auditing commission does audit, they submit it to the legislature and to the president. If it's submitted to the legislature with Mr. Kofa name mentioned, will he act on it?
Of course not.
but ain't
On
that the same thing that happened with the TRC
exactly.
report? At least
Thank
Johnson
you.
Yeah, and
didn't see
then
it,
step on there.
and
Yeah.
she
Thank
and
you
she threw
very
it,
much.
she threw it in
Yeah.
the trash can.
Thank you very much.
But anyway, folks, we're here in the issues room. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Is our 213th broadcast. We're covering most of the issues here of the day in Liberia. We're talking about the speakership, the pro tem, deputy, and speaker. We're looking at the Unity Party's lawsuit against Fonati's uh,
Go for
eligibility
the
to
contest.
contest because he has American citizenship accordingly. Is this going to, throw a wedge in the possibility of the elections being held on Monday, and will it delay the inauguration? Because from what we heard, Moses, and I'm putting us into that, but just before that, we are here Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We encourage you, our viewers, to continue to join us here in the issues room. This is our little contribution to the enlightenment of trending issues in our country, discussing with you, and we encourage you to participate because we're not the experts. We are just the panel list that are looking at these things from our own lenses. But one of the things I wanted to put forth in as a continuation of this, people are also speculating that it could create a delay with regards to the inauguration on the 22nd. As it is right now, uh, it's being reported that the government has not even opened the account to deposit the $650,000 that is apportioned for the holding of the inauguration. The inauguration is just about next week. I'll put it that way because this week is gone,
Volcano,
and
please, I want to ask you, restate that again.
the government, the outgoing government of the Coalition for Democratic Change, has not opened or established the account yet to deposit the allotment of the 650,000 United States dollars that has been apportioned for this inauguration. Accordingly, Boaca wanted something so meager to the point that he himself said that the previous money they wanted to give was too much. They should cut it down. but yet, according to the implementors, the committee that's supposed to be doing everything and getting things going, no money has been deposited as of Wednesday. So maybe things have changed as of today. But even if money was put there today, the inauguration is next week. And why I say next week, this week is gone.
Of course, next week,
Yeah.
Volcano.
Saturday
I
and
mean,
Sunday is
Sat-
working day.
next Saturday will be the 22nd.
What do you mean next Saturday?
Don't you
Inauguration.
know
Yeah.
that?
But inauguration is on a Saturday. Is that what you say?
The 22nd.
But is it 22nd on Saturday, Moses?
I mean, not Saturday, but okay, okay. Monday. Monday
Monday.
is yeah.
Monday.
Monday
Monday.
is going to
But,
be the 15th.
yeah, so the inauguration,
22nd.
the
This
inauguration
coming Monday is 15, but 22nd is 20 is
is
Monday.
another Monday.
Okay, yeah, it's the following Monday. Okay, I
Yeah, so
apologize.
yeah,
Okay,
you kind of scared
but
me just now because I said, but what kind of weekend inauguration is this? But anyway,
yeah,
yeah,
I missed the diesel, but the
so
point you struck, Volcano.
so
Uh,
let me just finish.
yeah, finish. Yeah,
So yeah, so what I was saying is that the fear is that if the inauguration is next week, hypothetically, what planning has been done so far? Are these dignitaries who are coming, would there be enough time to plan for them? Would there be enough time to prepare the venue when we've already had a delay based on the so-called what you call go slow at the legislature, meaning the protest? What's going to happen? And that is why I'm concerned. So, Unity Party is suing uh, to ensure that Funadi doesn't get in the house. But the people who got a bag of money say, okay, we're not sending anything, and they start to play, delay.
yeah, to start the process.
So
Yeah,
what happens with the inauguration? That's critical, and it would be one of the things that I would be highly disappointed in the transfer of power. Yielding to defeat is one thing, but cooperating
it's
with the
another thing.
compliance of everything to usher in the next government is another thing. And if these people make a mess to bring our country to public, what do you call it?
Ridicule,
Uh, what do you call, man,
public
ridicule?
disgrace.
Yeah, ridicule on the
Disrepute. Disrepute.
disrepute and ridicule, whatever
Gratitude.
it is, on the global scene, gentlemen. CDC should not look toward 2029 because it will hurt them big time. And I'm saying
But
this emphatically. I will speak like Yaga Kolu, but I have no regret for saying this because it
but
will be
look,
impacting me as a Nigerian who are looking forward to a fluid transition of power that we are enjoyed with no hindrance. They can't do this to our country.
Volcano, I asked you to restate what you said earlier, just to further emphasize the importance of the inauguration. And it is unfortunate if this report is actually accurate, then I would say Volcano is very unfortunate. In 2018, Mr. Weah and his people got 900,000 US dollars. They spent close to $300,000 only for cultural performances and or bringing in musicians to
Also, we covered
perform at
that.
an
We covered
event.
that last.
Yeah, no, but the point I'm trying to
Yeah,
make
because
here,
I just
the
want us to look at it
yeah,
whether it
mhm,
will impact.
yeah, the point I'm making, Volcano, is that to tell you that Mr. Weah and his people are doing that deliberately to undermine the process, the democratic process, to stall everything. I mean, how do they expect the planners of this national event to perform to their best when you have only a week to go? Even if you give the people money tomorrow, or you get the people money by Monday of next week, which will be the 15th, are they going to take a week to make hotel arrangements, transportation, invite international groups, or invite entertainers and all the necessary planning? Will they be able to do that in 1 week? We were talking about the national legislature where the event is going to be held. As we speak right now, the place has no running water. So all these foreign dignitaries going to go to the national legislature. How do they expect these people to use the men's room or the ladies' room?
All
I
right.
mean, this is
So let's
Yeah.
just hope.
it's
Let's just
In
hope.
terms
incomprehensible,
of
Let's,
man.
whether or not it will impact the inauguration or
Of
the
course.
induction into office, of course it will impact, but it will impact in terms of the programs and the form and pageantry. Foreign dignitaries come in, you having a program, you get festivities, the food and all of that. But what I would say, and it would be bad. It would be bad if that didn't happen because that's the culture. Also, the Constitution deliberately says that the legislature should be seated before that time
Mhm.
because, again, they want a full government to be in
Yeah, whole
place by that
government.
time.
Yeah, by that
So
time.
that's the intent of the framers of the Constitution.
so
They're
then,
saying,
if Mr. Kofa is on the
yeah,
rope,
yeah,
meaning he's being sued, and
yeah,
he's the key man,
yeah,
and they expected that those guys who have been confirming all these,
hmm,
issues
hmm,
happening, then
yeah.
don't make the money available. What happens?
So there's one thing here. First of all, if they go to the court, and let's say the court issues a writ to say
Prohibition. Yeah.
don't proceed with Mr. Kofa. Mr. Kofa is an individual. That doesn't mean that the other legislators should not be seated. The prohibition will only be on Mr. Kofa, not everybody else. So the other people
Well, he
can
will be
still
seated, but he will not vie for
exactly. So the
leadership.
other people, so there will still be a legislature. Just that he will not be a candidate if a prohibition is placed on him not to be a candidate. That prohibition will not refer to everybody. So because Kofa is not running doesn't mean that legislature will not be seated. Legislature can still be seated. The other thing is that the induction into office is not reliant or dependent upon having a big program. Actually, Chief Justice can induct the elected somebody into office anywhere. They can come to your house, they can go in your office and do whatever, and you become official. You swear on that Bible, you become official. You become the candidate. So, in terms of Barca and the Barca administration taking office, legally, it will not be impacted. Ceremonially, it could be impacted by them withholding the money. In
The
terms
pomp
of
and
legally,
pageantry won't be there.
what was that, Moses?
I said the pomp and pageantry won't be
Pomp
there.
and pageantry will not happen. The celebration will not happen if they don't get the money, or it will be impacted. But the legal induction into office can still happen. But even at that, it would be sad if it's because these people are trying to, hamstring the process and undermine the process. I think they should give the money. It's sad that they haven't given the money. They've been doing transition thing forever, for what months since November 21st. We in January. The fact that they haven't even set up an account allegedly to give the money is very sad. It's sabotage.
There's just been a lot
Yeah.
of intransigence and non-compliance behavior
Hmm.
with regards to this transition, and it just tells me that these people have not healed
Yep.
from the elections,
Hmm.
and unfortunately, they caused themselves the election. So let it go. This is for the country, because anything you do detrimentally um, for the country, you will be impacted no matter what.
Hmm.
Many of them own properties. Many of them have investments in Liberia. Many of them live in Liberia. So what you can put them on a boat and take them out of the country? Everybody, can leave Liberia.
No.
So sustain the peace, do what is right by the mandate given by the Liberian voters to usher in a new government, and let's go on. But here comes Yega Koluba, who said he knew what happened, how Ome Bwaka got the money. but he
Yeah,
wanted the
got a
Ome,
Mose boy. Yeah, got a Mose boy. Gotta be careful.
he wanted the Ome to tell the world how he got the money. So he had a press conference. Accordingly, I seen a letter that he wrote
Yeah.
dated
Mhm.
January 14th, even though we're not at the 14th. I don't know why he post dated the letter. So the letter he said, and I'll play his press conference. He said he sent the letter to the Ome, but the Ome refused the letter. And as a result, let's hear him.
Let me firstly say I wrote a letter to the president-elect office on the 14th of this month. When my office staff took the communication to the president-elect house, when he identified himself as somebody that came from my office, they said to him, the president-elect said, any communication from my office or from me shouldn't go at the Elot a house or anywhere closer to him. So I'll be sharing the letter with you, the communication with you people. It will also be on the Yeke TV. I will have communication I see the president-elect to please declare to the people of this country as a public official, elected official, to tell the Liberian people who gave him the $10 million, a communication was not respected. And let me say in this public manner, going forward, President-elect Joseph Boakai and myself will never sit under the same roof. I stand on my statement, and I'm not going to reverse my statement. I'm an elected official by the Liberian people. If I feel different about something, no matter what the issue may be, I think that she gets some respect, and my office should be respected. So, so going forward, President-elect and myself will not sit under the same roof for the next 6 years. Maybe we will sit under the same roof when he comes to address the nation to remind him about commitment we made to the Liberian people that is to be fulfilled. And some of the commitments are be mighty, harassing our people in King George, Metal Steel, harassing our people, just sacking our people anytime they feel like. Our people being terrorized by a lot of people, a lot of companies harassing our people, sacking them the way they feel like. We'll be reminding him on those days if it is necessary. Besides that, for President-elect Joseph Boakai and myself to sit on the same roof is impossible. I had a press conference on the 8th and said to the Liberian people, if President-elect Joseph Boakai did not tell the Liberian people who gave him the $10 million, I was going to tell the Liberian people who gave him the $10 million. From my source and information that is reliable, the $10 million was given by Stanton Waterspoon because my source told me that he wanted dealership. He wanted to have monopoly over, he wanted to be the only person to be the only importer of rice in this country. So he gave $10 million Liberian dollars to the president-elect. I don't know for what. We'll be getting to the LACC or the GAC later on so they can do some inquiry to find out why this money was given to him. There's a company in the port they call some tracking company. What's the name again? GTMS in the port took President-elect Joseph Boakai's son to Freetown. One of the owner of the company is Aminata. Took Joseph Boakai Jion to Freetown. You know, this company is in the port, and this business was only established for government officials not paying money to LRA or paying money to finance ministry. And we are watching the process to see if this company will still be in existence when President-elect Joseph Boakai come to power. We are going to watch the process. I think that company is not in the interest of the Liberian people. It's only here for a certain group of people to arrange themselves to get money and while our people suffer. We brought change, not for our people to suffer. We brought change for our people to have a better living condition so they can be able to do something for themselves. The president-elect Joseph Boakai son was also taken to London by Metal Steel. You know, Metal Steel is in Yekepa. They are not behaving well to our people. Our people are being used as slaves. And now we see them coming, spending money, taking some of our people from here under the pretend that they will be protected. And I went to Yekepa to campaign on behalf of the opposition. I went to King George to campaign on behalf of the opposition. We make commitment that we will have a better living environment, not to live in containers. I went there. The recording is all around. It's on YouTube. Not to live in containers, not to be abused as the people take the resources from this country. We have come to inform the people that this is happening. I said in my first press statement that Tatan Boakai is in Lebanon. He was taken to Lebanon by the people that got this company that changed their name to Fresh Frozen Food. People that were importing the drugs in the country, the company that used to bring the drugs in the company that have changed their name. The CEO took Tatan from me. Tatan went to Ghana and they pick up from there. They went to Lebanon. Because, you know, these people are under the radar of the American people. To have people associating themselves with these people acting is wrong. So we want to inform the president-elect. And let me say to him, Mr. President-elect, who becomes speaker is our priority. That is the president to tell us who we will make speaker. We will decide who become our speaker. I listened to Ombokun, one of the candidates to become speaker, when he came from the meeting. He said, the president-elect said, when you help him today, he will help you tomorrow. The president do not have any money in the country. He has been elected. It is Lebronpo money. I don't need help from him. What I need is for him to do what he's supposed to do for the people. If it is for me to vote for his candidate, for him to help me as an individual, I hereby say today, I cannot vote for a Unity Party candidate to become Speaker of the House. We were in the 54th. We frowned on it. The Rachel Kuhn, the Clara Massacre, all of us said it was wrong for President Weah to become president of this country. Then we'll have a CDC speaker. If it was wrong yesterday, it is wrong today. So Honorable Yeke Yakpawole Koleba cannot vote for a Unity Party candidate to become Speaker of the House. That's my right. I decide who to vote for. If you want to see it the way you want to see it, that's all right. You see me here, I'm to my house. People going to go sleep to hotel until morning. I'm not into any hotel. I will decide who to vote for, and my vote is for me to decide who to vote for that I feel comfortable to work with. So let me say the interference of the president-elect into our speaker's election is wrong. We say when Ambassador Weah called people at that time, the same Unity Party put the Prince Moi, the Karen Massacre, the Jeremiah Kun, all of them, and told them, say, look, I want Speaker Buffer Chimo to become Speaker. I voted against him because I cannot allow the president come from a party, then the speaker come from the party. We want to balance the leadership into the country. So, Mr. President-elect, you don't have my support. I cannot give you my support because it was wrong yesterday. All of us talk against it. So it must be wrong today. So we'll be looking forward. President-elect have refused my letter. He said he don't want to have any communication from him. Mr. President-elect, you are right. That's your office. I'm not going to come to your office. And I will not come to your office. And I will not come to your call in any given time. You and myself cannot sit under the same roof. For the next 6 years, we will keep the Liberian people informed. We were elected. Yeah, I see some people feeling bad. My criticism is not for an individual. It's for anybody that come to power. I work for the Liberian people. I was elected by the Liberian people, and I must stay focused to do the Liberian people business. Who want to cause, you can cause. The radical politics have not started yet. When my poison is being attacked, then we will go radical. If I will have to express myself and be respected as an elected official, we will not go radical. I hear people saying, oh, Jeremiah Kun said this. I cannot respond to Jeremiah Kun until I have a recording. So if he said anything to any newspaper person, don't ask me question, I gossip. I don't gossip. When I want to call your name, I call your name. We are not going to produce a speaker that Prince Moe will control, that Kafia will control, that Clarence Masakwe will control, that Jeremiah Kun will control, because they know how the budget works. So they want to control the budget. You can't get my support in that. You can't get my. You sat down over the budget here. You all know how the budget works. You all infuse money into the budget, send it to ministry and agency. You all went for it and embarrass the Liberian people today. I will not be part of that embarrassment. And let me say to the Liberian people, the 55th is going to be more corrupt than the 54th. So if people think I will come in here, we are going to remain silent, no, we will become radical.
Let's stop there for a little bit because I'm concerned here with some of the things he's saying. And I think when Moses spoke of the erratic nature of how Yeke talks, highly incoherent, he jumps all over the place the other day, and he likened him to someone who is diagnosed with mental health.
He's
There
an
was a roar,
antisocial character.
yeah, there was a roar in the room,
Yeah.
and so I come back to say here that if Yeke knew all along that Mr. Boaga was being supported by Spoon, as he claimed, and he knew the money was given by Spoon, then what's wrong with it if Boaga's parent, who is supporting him, gives him money and he decides to use that
Yeah.
money for unintended purpose? That's his portion of money. And he said, on behalf of my wife and myself, we give our portion of money that came from my father's Spoon. So why are you asking about that? That's one. What is the conflict of interest here if Spoon has been supporting Boaga since he left government and he's broke and he lives on loan and all of that? But he says here that the reflection of the president's son being taken out of the country is a reflection that he's being uh, coerced into uh, giving businesses or maybe being compromised even before he becomes president. He also talked about, they came for change. And indeed, all of us want change. There's no secret about it. But how much change is Yega going to get starting like this when he's already emphatically said that he will be voting for Fonani Kofa? The disconnect here is that he just talked about the budget. Who played with that budget? Who massaged that budget? It's the very same people.
Mhm.
What difference does it make when he just praised Buffalo Chima the other day under the zinc roof, like like my man Thomas Awaji says under the zinc roof tonight? I believe he went in his office. He wanted to look a little dignified. So he talked about the president-elect interfering with the legislative elections, and it's their prerogative to determine who they want to. But we see in democracy where the executive branch kind of lobby. And I think the misinformation and the disconnect here is these people feel that opposition mean a balance of power. Opposition means a balance of power. So now if Kun and Kofa are the two going, then he has no option but to go with Kofa. And just the other day, Kofa and the CDC seized his children's passport, kept them
Mhm.
at the airport, took the baby milk. The same CDC people could not allow him to do anything. Any bill he put on the floor. So when you hear the guy talk that he's staying focused on the Liberian people business, another piece I took from there. How focused is Yeke with all of the things he's jumping all over the place with, gentlemen? Does he really make sense here? And unfortunately, a lot of people will scoop to this without discerning and picking up what is of substance and how he's going to carry himself in the 55th. He's already preempting that the 55th going to be more corrupt. Of course, yes. But when there's corruption in the 55th, you are a part of that corruption. You cannot be in the basket and not get rotten. Maybe to some extent, he may not be the one playing with the big checks and so, but he still eats something because then he wouldn't be financing his family in a foreign country for all these years. Gentlemen, I just
Mhm.
wanted to do that summary for you guys.
Look, I would like to begin on a positive note tonight. Anyone who watched the news conference today, Mr. Koloba looks a little bit refined. So it means that he's learning because the level of profanity that he's accustomed to. You notice that when you were speaking to the journalist, he did not use any profanity. He seemed a little bit correct. So let me give him an applause for at least trying to conduct himself appropriately.
Oh, and the last thing, the swear he made. He said never. He's already
Yeah,
already finished creating a
yeah,
roadblock.
a rift. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I still maintain that Yeke Koluba should not be in the legislature. Yeke Koluba is a sick man and he needs help. And let me re-emphasize that Yeke Koluba lacks the pedigree for being a lawmaker. He should not be there. Yeke Koluba is a sick man. Yeke Koluba is a former combatant who struggles with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. He struggles with anxiety. When he stands and he hear people smiling, he thinks that everybody, talking about him. When he sits by himself and he thinks about some of the things that happen, he begin to have all the nightmares and he think that everybody running after him. So this guy is constantly looking over his shoulder. When someone struggles with PTSD, that's what happens, especially former combatants. When they are in crowd, they are always looking over their shoulder because they don't know what is going to happen next. So Yeke Koluba falls in that category. Yeke Koluba is an antisocial character. He's a very rude fellow. He doesn't conform to society norms. He doesn't take responsibility for his actions. Predicated on this, he doesn't belong in the legislature. Now let's come to the issue. To tell you that Yeke Koluba does not even know how government runs. How do you send somebody a post-dated letter? The operation of government is Monday through Friday. He sends a letter to the incoming president dated January the 14th, which is a Sunday. Is Sunday a working day? So it tells you that this guy does not even know, how institutions function.
And just to quickly clarify, this
Yeah,
press conference was held yesterday,
yeah,
Thursday,
yeah.
because it was
He
the
had a news
judge's
conference
ultimatum.
Thursday. Yeah, he had a news conference Thursday, and he sends the mail a letter
And
that
apparently
is
he may
dated.
have sent the letter on Wednesday or Tuesday
Yes,
because
yeah.
he wanted
So,
to see the outcome of the letter before he holds his press conference. So
but what is
I
the
just want
essence
to give
of
you
him
some
post
background,
dating the
yeah,
letter?
for January 14th.
Yeah, he post dated the letter for January 14th. Sunday is January 14. Today is having a news conference to talk about a letter that he posted it. Mr. Kevin, I mean, Mr. Koluba, institutions are not wrong like that. You need a little bit of schooling. We know that you are not polished. You need some schooling, and
Moses,
yeah.
let me just do this quick.
Mhm.
Ghana Brown says here, it's shocking to hear you say today that Yeke, who was praised when he spoke about the ills in we are government, why is he not being praised today? Volcano Shelton, I love watching your program, but sometimes you are not objective. He meant to say objective in balancing your opinion. Let me just
Okay.
quickly respond to that, Moses.
Yeah.
When Yeke was acting erratic, during the WIA's era, we talked about it. We
We
said
talk
there's
about it. Yeah.
a
Mhm.
better way
Mhm.
to argument, uh, carry on argument. And it's customary in our culture, you and I know it. If two people start to argue over something and the other person don't have enough to start cussing, I'm not lying here tonight,
Not true.
right?
Yeah.
One person who does not have an edge on the subject matter, the only way he can escape is to act rude during the argument. Continue to filibuster. Don't give the other person a chance to talk. And so it gets the argument to nowhere and there's no logical conclusion. All right.
Mhm.
Yeke does these things to gain public sentiments. This is the only mode rather that he can communicate in and not be refined. All of these things Yeke are talking about, or many of the things he's talking about, are important. Are important. But the presentation, the way he comes across. So no one here has praised Yeke when he went rude and when he went disrespectful. I myself was afraid for Yeke, literally insulting President Weah's mother, insulting many people, all because he considers himself untouchable by his position as a representative. When police go to intervene, he jumps and stands on top of the car and challenges them to arrest him. So nobody praised Yeke when he was being erratic and irresponsibly stupid. So take that back. And I just wanted to clarify that. And even his posture now, when a new government has not even been seated, he's making, again, self-fulfilling revelation that this government is going to be more corrupt,
More corrupt.
that this if 54 is going to be more corrupt, but you're part of the government. By being a representative in a branch of the government makes you a part of the government. And even if you want to propagate and argue for some of the things that the government does wrong and you go about it wrong, people will not take you seriously. So there's just the right way to do things. And as an honorable man, understand the office you represent. And that's what we're talking about. So please, I wanted to make that clarification. Nobody is praising Yeager when we are days, and nobody going to praise him for I got days, or nobody going to scoop to when he goes wrong. We'll talk about it. But
Yeah.
let's hear
And
from Alfonso quickly
yeah,
as you wrap up
yeah.
your
Let me
yeah
just wrap my thoughts and
yeah.
give it to you, Alfonso, please. Just few seconds. Like I was saying earlier, that Mr. Cordoba doesn't know how government institutions are run. And it's so unfortunate that he finds himself in the legislature. Government institutions run Monday through Friday. So if you're sending any communication, it has to be within the work day or the working day period. You don't post the communication to somebody that falls on the Sunday. Nobody will pay attention to that. So you can, he sleep. Like yourself, Mr. Kolubai is somebody who goes seeking attention, undue attention. He craves attention, so he comes up with these silly arguments, silly accusations, just for his name to come out. Like we're saying the other day, when we're in grade school, we had some of our classmates.
You call him the class clown.
Yeah, those clowns that will sit in the background when
Yeah,
the
guys, the
teachers come.
legislature clown.
Yeah, he's a legislature. In fact, I think that's how you should begin to. People should start referring to him.
the
The clown
legislature,
in the House of
the
Representatives.
legislature clown
Yeah,
and
the
grumble
legislature
man,
clown. Yeah,
the,
yeah.
the unnecessary grumble man.
Yaka Koluba is a clown. Honestly, I mean, we're not trying to put him down, but he just doesn't represent the title of a lawmaker. I mean, do you know what it means to be a lawmaker? It means that you are polished in everything you do.
But interestingly, most of the man has not even refined for 6 years.
No,
And he's starting the same on the eve.
on
On
the
the
eve,
eve.
and
The
he
55th
comes,
year starting the same way.
he
So
comes and said,
where's the refinery? They got governmental institutions in the country that you can learn and refine. A man Samuel Doe was president, he was going to night school and getting a degree. What you
yeah,
been doing?
Yeke has not
And he
learned
said interpreting
anything.
law, he said he can
Yeah,
always win the people in the court. I just look
yeah,
at Yega and say, come on, man, let's
they
talk.
make him barely express himself. So he needs further education. Yeke, unfortunately, I don't think he belongs in the legislature. And very soon, I know the people of District 10, right? They will begin to know that they have the right to recall Yeke Koluba. 10,000 signatures can recall Yeke Koluba. That's all it takes. So they may stop there and give it to Alfonso.
Yeah, I think Moses has his area, and I believe he did a good job in his area at diagnosis. So I wouldn't go there. So I don't know anything about diagnosing people. It's
And
not my area.
first of
You
all, the
have to,
argument Moses played here the other night, I did extensive
yeah,
research. A psychiatrist is a
yeah.
medical doctor. We'll come back to it before I will deal with him. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
You think he was going to get away with it?
The
Yeah,
man want to join into
yeah.
something.
He did get away with it.
Yeah, we'll
So
go into
I
that.
wouldn't do any diagnosis here. I'll
Yeah.
stick to the points. No, as I said the other day, Yaga Kolwa is disorganized. His thoughts are disorganized. They're all over the place. His presentation is horrible. I think I made the point the last time. I will repeat it today.
Yeah.
He does have some points that are critical, but he doesn't know how to present them, so it becomes a problem. And he also has a deficiency in terms of not knowing really A, what his job is, B, not even understanding the intricacies and dynamics of politics. For instance, he says the president is interfering in the legislative elections. That's not, I don't know what he understands by that. There's nothing, there's no law, there's no ethics that prevents the president from saying, this is the person I want to be speaker or this person I want to be president pro tempore. There's nothing wrong with president picking up phone because you know what? The president wants his or her agenda to be implemented. And the way to do it is to get one of the ways to do it is get support from the legislature. Because the most important law that's passed in a country every year, or most important law for that matter, period, is the budget. Is budget. The budget is law. It's the one law that is passed every year in the country that is most important because it's that budget that determines the direction that administration wants to take the country. Is that budget that determines priorities. Is that budget that determines whether we invest in healthcare, road construction, education, etc. So that's one of the most, and who passes it? The legislature. So the president wants to influence the budget. And the way to influence the budget is to have people in the legislature that support your agenda. So when you present your budget, say, I want to focus on agriculture. So this year budget, I will put 30-40% of the budget into agriculture. You want people who will support it, who will vote for it. So it's not called influence. I mean, it's not called interference, as Mr. Oliver thinks it is. But again, it's the limitation. And Commissioner Oliver is not alone. I mean, Representative Ty Wangbe said it the other day. We want opposition. I don't know what they even think an opposition legislature is. Sometimes an opposition legislature can create gridlock They can block the agenda of the leadership, meaning nothing happens, meaning that the president's agenda is not implemented. So just having somebody from opposition political party that it could be bad. It's not necessarily good, but these kids don't understand. They just go with the people, the food appropriate like them, the part they bounce around and say nonsense. Speakers should come from different political parties. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Why should a speaker come from a different political party? Because it happened the other day, that means it should happen. As I said earlier, it could create gridlock, it could create problems. What's happening in America today? Johnson is speaker. What is the legislature doing? How many bills have they passed? What are they doing to support Biden's agenda? Nothing. There's gridlock. That's why it's important to have a legislature that is supportive. That's why it's going to have leadership legislature that come from the same party. That's why they fight for that every day in democracies. Again, those kids don't understand those things. They just fool the people and get elected. They say individuals and companies trying to win influence. That's an important point. We should bring it up and we should all address it. If they're trying to corrupt the incoming administration that has told the Liberian people that it will fight corruption, by all means, it's an important point to make. And we should all support the making of that point. However, and I like the fact that Mr. Colibar came up and said that he was informed that this person is doing this. So now we can keep eye on those people. We can keep eye on Meda Steel. We can keep eye on the company and see whether they're trying to buy influence or not. Again, as always, his presentation is always bad. So it doesn't really convey the message. I sent you a video. I sent you guys a video where one old man was so mad
Oh
with
yeah.
the
No, I seen it. I posted on the page.
yeah. So
You
in
want
the
to, you
game,
want to play Volcano?
The woman married. Let me find
yeah.
out. Well,
Finally, he said people will be more corrupt. How do you even know they will be more corrupt?
Yeah,
You're just
more than the
speculating.
others.
You don't
Mm.
have anything. And he comes and says Fonanti Kofa was very corrupt. He was involved in all of those things, but he will vote for the corrupt
Yeah.
man
So then,
anyway.
where's the essence?
Like what sense does that make? You want to vote for the corrupt man because he comes from different political party? Does that make sense? So again, and then I would never sit on a roof with President Obama. What sense
Yeah.
does that even make?
That's
If you are interested in moving the country forward as a leader, you should be willing to have conversations and convince people to do what you want them to do. But again, is the limitation, and unfortunately, is the kind of people we have in leadership in our country, and which is a tragedy. And I hope as our democracy develops and grows, that our people will understand that it's not about anybody who makes noise or gives you back or rest or something you vote for them. Look at Margibi County. Look at Margibi County.
Mhm.
Two senators from Margibi are under U.S. sanctions.
It's sanctions. So the whole country gone down.
It's gone down.
and they were aware that these things were gonna happen.
Of course,
Yeah.
they did. They
But
did know.
personally, let
Yeah.
me just make this point quick before I run to this Omar. But people are worried about separation of power in the context of opposition going against
Mm,
opposition or
mhm.
opposition going against incumbent. I think the separation of power means whoever in those roles must have the integrity
Yep,
and advocate for the people,
exactly.
irrespective of me being a Unity Party speaker and a
Yep,
Unity Party president. That's why I'm empowered that the president cannot dictate to me if I know that what he wants is wrong and is detrimental to the people. There's nothing he can do about it.
Of
yep,
course.
That's nothing. We are the first branch of government. So by me being a Unity Party speaker, it makes no difference if I stand for value.
exactly.
If Baga is not corrupt, then Baga will not bring corrupt things on the floor.
Hmm.
Baga will not bring corrupt bills on the floor. So it's expected that the speaker must himself have clean hands.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter where that speaker sways or come from. They must just be straight as according to expectation put in their hands by the voters. How can you compromise now, Mr. Yeke Koluba,
Yeah.
when you were cussing Fonati Kofa in the house? He said,
Mhm.
one time I saw him, he said, Fonati Kofa fooling and brawling Osa. And the people say he can't go back in. He said, I would never respect you in the house again for that. I mean, the guy just listen. You understand?
Well,
And,
Yeke Koluba is a clown.
you know,
The
so
man is a clown.
so
Yeah.
interestingly, as I was saying, that shouldn't be the focus. The focus should be, honestly, the focus should be what we do for the country and who we can trust. Let's listen to the Omar.
Let Oma educate him.
I like it.
Hey, me buy hold on now. Let me start.
Yeah, you got your first man. You got first came.
So just get to ask Waka where you got the money from. I give it for.
Yes. You not got no right to Waka that baby. Huh?
But now president,
Waka.
anything do people sort of know they play get the money from?
No.
Why they may ask
No.
Oh.
No. It's not supposed to be that.
How is it be?
It's not supposed to be that.
How you think it's supposed to be?
You cannot get no right to ask Waka. You must give me the money account or either where you get the money from and blah 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 blah. Wow. Waka say where you got.
So like that for money being you getting first one.
Yes. The trouble they want from that ass more. That he made me very. But who now in the country? That I tell it them.
But people can be happy when you get be saying that thing. It can make the leaders there. Maybe like they won't carry one corruption. I won't be seeing the money.
Me again made me happy. That first thing I tell you get today. Now start that. What do we according to the laws? Yaka stupid. Hey, stupid man, boy.
But you are saying causing a man too.
Yeah. Yaka stupid. A man, boy. Nasa. A man in Sabwaka. Waka na baby. Tell him Waka na where you get the money from. Can't give me the money account. You got who?
So it's not about it, but you get to ask Waka about
yes.
where you got the money from.
Yes. Taba. He not got no right to ask Waka.
For what?
Waka not say where he. Waka that man for himself. Yeah. Waka not say where you got.
Because some people say before Waka could become president-elect, and he complains saying you don't get money, but now they get point the fee, they finish electing and you get it the money. Maybe that's what you get asked a question for.
No, another. Waka get own money. A personal money. Yeah. Waka get money. A get money. Yeah. You got a fresh guy in the country. Hey, who? What you trying to say? Huh? You got what you trying to say? You who? That Rama bro, you eat him be with a monasa. Don't do it to Waga Guamadia, don't do it to him. He's sitting now where I say,
you're not scared of Yaka?
I'm not scared of you. The book is scared of me. I'm not scared of Waga. I'm not scared of Yaka. I tell you, Yaka, the thing was to say, cut off the thing will tell United Party, United Party, it will tell you something that thing why you're not supposed to tell. For what? United Party say, Yaka.
But somebody will say, Yaka call about to we are, you should try the same thing to we are. And you are the same people too, behind United Party, but you're happy when you're saying it, we are too, but now you're saying it, what kind of your vest?
Me, I'm not happy. I was not happy. And you so hear it. I said, but they all mayor. Why did they get through? I read he. And you call the president. What can a human being in a country like that? It can be scared. And you so talking like that. When you can call us, I said, but who the human being like? It can be causing insulting president. It can be, it can no fear in him. And you so say like that.
There you go. There you go. Even the old man said, man, my boy, go.
I mean, you say we getting that old man an award, man.
No, I give you the Oma. But no, on a serious note,
I think, man, they just causing president.
you know, the Oma is simply saying that what Yeke does is not representative of a leader. I mean, gentlemen, look. Even in your community, Alfonso, if your neighbors know that you are a controversial person, everybody in that community will avoid you. As soon as they call your name, oh, they say that I'm male. I don't want to be bothered with him. You know, and that's how Yeke has become. You
All right,
can
now
live a
we'll
life
come
like
back.
that.
We'll come
Go
back to
ahead,
you.
Alfonso.
We'll, no, we'll move on now because it's almost 9. Just
Okay.
minutes. So let's do memory lane. Then we'll come and discuss the again. What type of country is this?
Yeah.
So the folks want to come in and join us here.
But real quickly, I've
Uh,
got a few minutes because I
Yeah,
got to
then go
run to
ahead.
go
Yeah, you have
pick up
something
the
to say.
little girl. So
Okay.
okay.
from her Sunday. So I'll
Oh,
be here a few more minutes, but she calling. So
Yeah, yeah.
okay. All right. I'll just put you backstage.
No, but oh, he going now? He
Oh,
said he
oh,
wanted to say something.
no, he's just hanging out for a few more
oh
minutes, right?
yeah, I'll hang with you for like
Okay. Yeah,
two,
just
three
Yeah,
more
just
go
minutes,
ahead. Say what you
but then
wanted to
I'll
say
run.
quickly.
he's not saying
No,
something. He's just saying
Oh,
no,
like
no,
okay.
do the memory lane, do the
yeah.
memory lane. I'll be here for
Okay.
memory lane.
Okay.
All right. So memory lane, by Dr. Mani Sumo is part 3 um to what we did 2 shows ago. And the title is Hear Me Out. Why do people with riches live poor? Why? Without further ado, I want to wish Memory Lane a happy 4th anniversary today, January 12th, 2024. Many thanks, especially to the Issues Room and all my supporters and many platforms for your support. Thanks to my elder brother, Mr. Fimo Roberts, for believing in me. But you see, despite all the God given riches in Liberia, to include diamond, gold, iron ore, rubber, forestry, and now oil, why is it that over 90% of Liberians still lives in abject poverty? Currently, Liberia enjoys mining concession benefits from the following companies: AM Liberia United Minerals Incorporated, Orios Mining, Hummingbird Resources Limited, Acela Metal Liberia, China Union, Bauchico, Jonah Capital, Western Cluster Limited, Sarama Resources Limited, Putu Iron Ore Mountain Incorporated, B Mountain Mining Corporation, Sami Darby Rubber and Oil Palm Company, and many, many more companies. Yet our people are poor, very poor, so poor they live on less than $1 a day. In the midst of all of this, our elite parade in $60,000 to $100,000 cars. They go on vacation in the best resorts or resorts rather in the world. They call themselves honorables. Let's go down memory lane. In 1951, the Liberia Mining Company, the LPMC, started operations in Bombing Territory, now Bombing County. In 1977, LMC operations in Bombing County closed, thus leaving behind a big hole equivalent to a mini sea named Blue Lake. Yet, the people of Bombing are among the poorest in Liberia. Bombing, once the booming economic hub of Liberia, now walks alone in its own valley, escorted by the shadows of death. Bombay County have produced the most speakers of the House of Representatives, to include presidents and every top government officials. Yet the county and its capital city for the republic remains in poverty. Despite the departure of LMC, Bomi is still blessed with iron ore, diamond, gold, and forestry. But why are the people poor? Bomi was the largest iron ore company in Africa and the third largest exporter of iron ore in the world, leaves no track of its once glory. Bomi is now a ghost town, or Bomi is a hole. In 1958, the National Iron Ore Company started operations in Mountain River, Grand Cape Mount County. LMC and NIOC both brought revenue to Bombing and Cape Mount counties, yet both counties are poor. In 1963, B.F. Goodrich Rubber Plantation started operations in Bombing Territory, now Bombing County, yet the people are poor. Western Liberia can boast of the largest mineral deposit, yet the Westerners are poor. The famous Lofa Bridge, gold and diamond mining town, Smith Town, Wiswa, and Gold Camp are among the huge deposit of minerals. Yet the people in those areas are very poor. The people of Lofa County, known for their agricultural dominance, once boasted of being the leader in cocoa, coffee, and rice production. Corporations like Lofa County Agriculture Development Project and the Liberia Produce Marketing Corporation, the LPMC, are all history. Yet the people are poor. But I have been happy, so very happy, because Liberia for the first time have decided to elect a project manager for president. Yes, we need a project manager to manage Project Liberia. We need a project manager who sees all Liberians as technicians. We need foremen, but not honorables. We need a project manager who can transform Liberia from a project to a republic. You remember the honorables have let us down for over 190 years as a nation. Liberia needs you. A coming peace. And I
Yeah.
think there's a good historical reflection of the heyday of Liberia and some of the great mining companies and other companies, rubber and all of that. But yet we can't see anything for it. The Bombing County is still a ghost town. Many places in Lofa is still underdeveloped. Even the very Montserrat County, where
Yeah.
government seats have been uh, blessed. And today, this is still the same thing happening. Moses, our country is just dealt the wrong deck. I've said it all the time. Can you imagine 5.2 million people who yet can't find, a change? And everyone now is fighting for jobs from what we hear from the inside. People are scrambling and fighting. It's unfortunate, Moses.
Yeah.
When will we raise new breed of patriots, people who really want to see the country change for the better? Buffalo Chimba is an example of one who is pathetic.
Yeah. So concerned about
Yeah.
himself. Yeah.
You understand me? So a lot of these people, they can't flourish outside of government. And it's
No,
sad. And so it provides for our country to remain, backwards.
that's true.
All we can do continue to enlighten and talk. But when our people go to the poll, once they bet on who they want, it's over. There's nothing you and I can do for the most part.
It's so sad, Volcano. Um, you
What type of
know,
country is this, Moses? Let's go to it.
that's the downside of democracy, my man. Yeah, what type of country is this that Waterspoon, the CEO, he said, "Look, Yeke, I'm not going to talk, but you know where we pass." And you saw how polished Yeke was today.
Hey, he measures spoon to that.
Spoon, just call it Neo. You say Yeke. For now, I don't want to say anything, but you know where we pass.
Interesting. All the guys they enjoy from Yeke. I mean, from
For Spoon.
Witherspoon. But then they want to come here and play, like the innocent.
Yeah.
The long spoon contributed something to you. Just share you more. But you didn't care to know where the money was coming from. All
No.
right. And interestingly, let's talk about Witherspoon a little bit.
Yeah.
This is a brother I don't know from anywhere. I've never seen him face to face or anything. But I just like how he come.
Oh yeah.
We got what? A few more days, right?
Yeah. As per
And on the
reports,
31st? Yeah,
yeah, he reports on the 31st.
yeah.
So he has today is the 12.
And
If we
interestingly,
do the
man,
math, we're talking about 19
interestingly,
days
man,
from
the
now.
Bible man, oh, you see how the man be quoting verses, my man, and praising God. So,
Yeah,
but that tells you that some people have fortitude to
yeah.
withstand the test, the tempest of time.
Mhm.
And I think I like his resolve. I like how he's handling all of this. Even Todd one way attack him tonight. He was
You said the other night.
yeah, no, tonight. I said
Oh,
tonight. He
oh,
said
tonight again?
was wasn't
No.
it the day that
Okay. No, but you're talking about when he appeared. That was yesterday.
oh yesterday? Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Maybe I got my date mixed up. But
Yeah.
yeah, he tried to. But I'm just saying this to mean that what type of country is this?
Mhm.
That when the man was giving you your money, you enjoy it,
Yeah, he was a good
but
man.
then now at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you saying that man should go to jail, but for
Yeah.
Nanti, should you call him criminal, but you say for Nanti,
Yeah. Fernandes should be elected speaker. You call a man criminal.
what type of country is this,
And
Moses?
yeah, what type of country is this that are people that needed you most and you were there for them when you are faced with, you know, a legal issue, the same people turn around and say you are a wicked man. And it's a sad situation. Yeke received $20,000 from the Unity Party to launch his campaign. That's what Fagon was saying, but it didn't was saying that the old man should report. Why didn't he tell the people that the money you raised, the party gave me $20,000 to run my campaign? What type of what type of lawmaker is this?
The man, a clown law, nigga. What type of country is this when an honorable has bipolar?
Definitely, he has mood swings. Today he's happy, tomorrow he's sad.
What type of country
Yeah.
is this, Liberia, where a lawmaker only knows how to cuss? And the man with a resume, oh,
Like man, resume never.
what type of country is this?
You can
Thomas
have
Owagi,
PhD because you.
where so many people depend on you, but turn on you when you are in trouble.
Yeah, whatever
What
country is
country is
this?
this?
Yeah. Hmm.
Let me just read this quick from man Emmanuel Jackson. Liberia in the 23 years of the 21st century lag behind Vietnam, Cambodia, Burma, all experienced devastating wars. But today, all of those countries are advancing in growth and development. I worked for BF Goodrich in Bowman County. The wealth of that county is taken away from the Gola people, very poor people.
Absolutely. My man, you enter Tottenham, bro, you feel so sad.
What type of country is this when a representative is asking the president elect to disclose the source of his contribution to humanity but supports a convicted felon for speakership?
Yeah, what type
But
of country is
also,
there?
but also, let me add that the same honorable took money from the
And
very
give it to him.
he accused him of
Yeah,
giving money to the president elect. What
yeah.
type of country is this?
You took $20,000 to run your campaign. You did not raise concern. You didn't ask the people, but why you're taking the money from to give me to run my campaign? You did not call a news conference, but they gave, the show, they sympathize with the people of Bone County. Now you say, oh well, you want to probe. Yeah, it's something you're not right.
Thomas Awaji, what type of country is this where you have a week left for the inauguration and the outgoing government refuses to provide the funding?
I tell you,
What
man.
type of country is
Yeah.
this?
What type of country is this?
What type of country is this, Emmanuel Jackson? The people keep voting for the same old politicians all the
The
time.
time, yeah. What type of country is it? What type of country is this that the in government, I mean the outgoing government just can't believe that it is over? What type of country is this, Volcano?
Pathetic, man.
By money, the outgoing government will know that they will have only 7 days left.
Yeah.
By Monday, yeah, Monday the 15th. So the following Monday will be inauguration. What type of country is this?
Whatever country is this? When the election was over long ago, and then the judge, Supreme Court, Chief
You throw
Justice,
rocket inside.
who got interest, in what do you call him? What Klansman from
Yeah,
Maryland County
yeah, yeah. So
reopening,
we'll help you. We'll help you, Chivos.
reopening and rerun and revote or whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever
so you
country
can
is
win
this?
this thing.
Ever since November 14th, that the
Yeah,
day.
you can't say you want the result reversed. But but you know what, Volcano?
Read this. Whatever country is this? Flomo Livingstone. That Yeke can't give an account of his campaign finances. Ask someone to give account of the 50K. What type of country?
Yeah, what type of country is this?
Where Yeke only addresses the issues under a palaver hut and not in parliament.
In
Yeah,
Parliament, yeah.
he made an effort. He was in the chambers,
50, yeah,
in his office. What
yeah.
type of country is this? Thomas Awad?
That is private office. That's not the legislature there. That is private office. Because the legislature is closed.
What type of country is this where people are posting or post rather dating
Post
letters
dating letters
and using office boys to
to
deliver them?
deliver.
Do they still have office boys in Liberia?
You can say you're carried to the VAP. You're carried to the president elect when the man got to the gate and said, Lieutenant
Oh,
Ryan,
hold
go back.
on, hold on. Let's dramatize it quick so we can leave it out. So I and you Joe
Yeah.
Biden.
Not the
All right.
office boy.
I
Not
mean,
the office boy.
can't get a letter to open Joe Biden. I challenged that man. I told him say he gave us where he took that money from. I would disgrace him and I would bring it to the public. But in the meantime, I won't give him a formal letter so he can know that I'm operating within the confines of my role as an honorable man. And I'm supposed to ask questions. The people of District 10 gave me that power, and I will use my power. Can't take the letter to Joe Biden.
Okay, Chief, but Chief, I want to tell you something.
What you want to tell me?
I think the secretary made mistake. Oh,
What's that you doing mistake? You know how to read before you
the
can say
the woman wrote January 14, and January 14 is a Sunday, Chief.
my man, just carry the letter, man. Maybe that man when I even notice it, carry the letter. The letter,
Okay,
my man,
okay,
the
Chief.
woman gone. You know I can't type. The woman gone. You know I can't type. You know I
Okay.
know nothing about computer.
Okay,
And you
Chief.
are second type. So
I
how
will
would
carry.
you
I
read
will
the letter?
carry it, Chief.
Oh,
Okay.
in fact, the woman carry her flash drive.
Yeah, but Chief, that driver will carry me.
My man, take care, man. Or
Okay.
that's small thing, yeah.
Okay, Chief. Yeah, no problem.
Take Pimpin, go carry the letter to Joe Biden. Carry it to
Okay.
that house to rehab.
Yeah.
I want to make sure Joe Biden get that letter today before I hold the press
Chief,
conference.
I'll carry it. Hey, Pem boy. My man, I'm going rehab road, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you said 500?
Yeah, and that the president let Joe Biden.
Yes.
But man,
Oh, you said 500?
this time Pimpin can go near that area. I'll put you down your
Yeah,
wall.
my man, I will give you 500, man.
But no, I'm saying I can't carry you. I will carry you in from small, but then I can't reach there because the security too much to block the area.
Okay, no problem, my man. Drop
Yeah,
me
a
there.
lot of
I'll
people
walk.
boss there around that area, my man. I'll just drop you.
No problem. Let's go.
All right.
Okay, yeah, my man. Thank you, man, for dropping me up.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I said, my brother, hello.
Yeah, hello, my man. Wait, slow down. You know the area that government official area, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I came. I'm from
wait.
Honorable Yeke Koluba office.
Honorable who?
Honorable Yeke Koluba.
Where
Of
ID?
District 10. I came from an office he sent me. He gave me this letter here. He said I should bring it for the incoming president.
He gave you letter.
Yeah.
All right.
But you had the letter, yeah?
All right, let me see the letter. Okay, so from Yeke.
Yeah, you had the
Let me
letter,
see
yeah?
your ID. No,
Yeah.
let me see your ID first. Well, make sure, my man.
Yeah, but you have my ID, yeah?
Yeah, because my
Let
man.
me take it from my bag. Yeah, my ID, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, Chief.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So wait right here and make sure the letter here, nothing inside.
Yeah, Chief, nothing inside.
No
The
poison.
Honorable say I must just bring it so I can give it to
No poison
Mr.
in the letter.
Barker. No, Chief, nothing.
Nothing. No chemical.
Yeah, the message I should bring the letter and wait for the feedback before I go.
Okay. All right. Stay right here.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I'll wait.
Okay. Babe, Babe, I can't, let me come tell you in your ear. The man you can just send letter to you. Hey, Baga, why you smiling so now? You can send you letter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hey, letter, yo. Man
You
say,
say who?
I say, you can call you back. The honor
No.
you can call you back
I
from.
say, Junior boy,
No, you're Jacob, I call you.
yeah, Kabakoli. Tell the man to work from out of my office. He talking about say he brought letter from Yeke. Oh, my man. Did you say you brought letter
Yeah,
for the paper
man.
from Yeke?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no. Tell Yeke we're not dealing with him now. You know, we want no communication with him. Okay.
But the letter the man saying, you ain't opening it first
I
before?
said we're not taking that letter. They
All
make a letter by.
Okay, so I'll care about to the man. The man who brought the letter, he also, I'm going to care about to him.
Get the letter back to the man. We want no dealing with Yeke right now. We are too busy in this place here. We are busy people. Yeke is somebody who is less busy. We are very busy in this place. We don't have time for that thing you're doing.
All right. Oh, man, yeah, the letter here, the papi say he ain't holding the letter. He ain't got the time to deal with any kind of letter from Yeka. If Yeka want uh asking anything, Yeka can come to your house, he welcome. So he
You
must
say
get the
what?
letter back.
I
Yeah,
said Yeke. I said the letter came from Honorable Yeke Koluba. You say what?
but man, the president, let's say he want the letter back, get the letter back.
Okay.
After Yeka, he want to see the papi, he can come here.
Okay, I
But
will
he said,
carry
but he
back.
ain't got the time to read no letter. He very busy.
Okay, I will carry back. I said, Chief,
Yeah. I mean, you get a letter?
Chief, I get a letter and I give it to the security, but Kabakoli say I'm gonna tell you. And the president say he won't hear from you, and you might not even go closer to a fence.
Oh,
Yeah, Ochida, what the people told me,
oh,
they had one guy there, that security guard, that man almost beat me. I had to run from that place.
oh. So how the papi want to take it?
Oh yeah,
Oh, follow.
The people said they ain't even won't hear your name.
Oh, my man. You know what? That is something I was saying. The government will be more corrupt than any government in the country. I saw it coming early. I saw it coming early.
I think you real because the
I
way
don't have no regret for what I say.
I think you
They
real
may
the way
not-
those people are talking about you in that place.
wait. Don't make me vex. The people they don't know that this return. The people that voted me, they taking me for granted. My man was spotted with chocolate in the control.
The way the people are talking about you, I want to say, oh, Chi, but
Wait.
everything
So
will be
my
bad
own
for
uncle, hold on,
you.
my own uncle, we from Lofa County. He refused my letter.
The man say he even want to hear your name.
So the man know how I treat that job we are in the country.
I heard one other man, they call him ABO.
He know how I treat that bear ball buffer chimba.
As a chief, I heard one other big police man, they call him Abraham Kromar. That man say when he see you the way you are, he will jack you or say you will not believe you.
The man they don't know how he let the official. Eh? But
If
you
you
know
come
what?
out say,
Listen,
if you say you got a man, then they will jack you or your torso will not touch the ground.
but listen, I honestly listen. I will not battle with that man again. That man myself, when I sit down under the same roof from now for 6 years, I opposition.
Yeah,
I
but
tell me to
the thing
hold the
you
press
got.
conference. Listen, don't talk plenty. Call the press boss and let me hold the press conference.
Okay, but
Yeah.
Onuma, I just want to tell you, you gotta be careful because I heard the people talking about you. That man say when he jack you up, your toe will not touch the ground. Oh.
My man, CDC ain't do it to me. That Joseph Baga will do it to me. Yeah?
Okay. Okay, I'll go
Man,
call it. I'll go call the press people, chief.
you don't know I'm a powerful lawmaker in the country. The Liberian people voted for me overwhelmingly. You don't know? What
Yeah,
wrong with it?
but chief,
They
that
brought that bleaching girl to take me from my office. That
but
bleaching girl, what name? Josephine David, they call
Josephine
her.
David.
I beat that one there with no campaign money. CDC put all the money behind her. She
See,
lose to me.
I heard the people saying
Eh?
no. They say
Then
they
you
say they
talking
may.
about Baga say, I ain't nobody. The AB Kroma will put here on me.
Yeah, oh, gee, I heard the people
It's not
talking. Oh,
possible. Don't
uh,
even listen. I will address this in the press conference, and I would not regret. I will have no regret.
I said, Chief, I heard a man you were talking there. He said, "Oh, are you coming from Yeke office? When you go there, Yeke, the day I ready for him, he toe will not touch the ground."
It will not happen. The man ain't know me, eh?
The people said the thing, and I rebel government. Oh,
The man ain't know me, eh?
Chida, wa all the mercy. Oh, said the thing, now rebel government. Oh, that job we are government. Oh, that serious government. The people having. Oh,
Man, the man try me was spoiling in the country, oh.
I think
Was
Chief, you got
spoiling
to do that. Oh. I think you got to plan to spot it. Oh, but before you spot it, that means when you see your toe will not touch the ground.
So Moses, honestly, these are the kinds of things that are happening in our country. These are the things that are
On
happening.
the most serious note.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
What type of country is this? Manasumo. When you want your child to emulate an erratic
Yeah,
representative,
representative.
but yet you support his erratic behavior.
Yeah. What type of country is this?
What type of country is this, Thomas Awaji, where the representative said he doesn't gossip? He wants recordings instead.
When
Thomas
you
Awaji says, what type of country is this? Where the representative said he would never sit under the same roof with the incoming president.
I think I met with high again.
What type of country is this? Moses? But yet they call for reconciliation.
Yeah.
Yet to say, oh, we want a government of inclusion. What's the disconnect here? I mean, what type of country is this?
Volcano, as well. Honorable Yage Koluba was speaking. I was watching here. I seen him myself. I said, look at somebody there. Let me carry himself like a clown.
And I can tell you honestly, irrespective of how he carries himself, he will not be deprived his salaries. He will be paid. He
No,
will enjoy
yeah.
his immunity from this government, this
Hmm.
incoming government.
Yeah.
But they're going to follow what the Constitution requires. If he
Provides, yeah,
goes
to
out
getting
of
out of place. Yeah.
character,
Yeah, they were getting out of our place.
yeah, if he goes out of character, I am sure that the Constitution provides conduits through which
Of
his
course.
behavior
There's
can be
specific
addressed.
code of conduct.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are code
Let
of
him
conduct.
continue like that. But what type of country is this when Baba Chima finally realizes that it's time to clean the city? Yeah, yeah, man, Basi get to put some money. Can you imagine that?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
today?
The people who clean it up, he starts
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
the man dropped something.
that's something.
Wow.
But he live around GSA Road and the people are piling dirt on the street. They didn't do anything about it.
But the politics interesting. Oh.
Yeah.
The man is seeking favor. Man.
I mean, let's call it a night. It look like getting the cold. I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on. Man, the weather,
But
man. Yeah.
is good to always be here. It was a pleasure being here for Canada. Enjoy your evening, my brother. I'll talk to you soon. And to our many viewers, we want to say thank you for coming. It was a pleasure. And we look forward to coming here again on Tuesday with another thought provoking topic. Thank you for Canada.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me just tell folks here, thank you tonight quickly for being here with us. We say first among you, thank you, Sherry Komeni, Priscilla Myers, Raymond Clark, Emmanuel Jackson, Maria Gardel. Thank you, Thomas Awaji, of course, as usual. Tony and Brooks, hope you hung around with us. Mane Sumo, Egalitarian Green, stop by again. Flomo Livingston, Theo Sampon Jr., thank you for joining us here tonight. Bennett O'Connor, it was good having you in the house, my brother. Um, Everyone who showed up here, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. It's tough, man, to set aside time to hang out with the issues room. Liberia, of course. Gardner Brown, thank you for coming. Come back again. We're here to encourage the positivity. All of us are looking forward to a so-called new Liberia, and I hate to use the word new, but it's so-called new Liberia. Let's pray for the best for our country, and hope that next week we'll see some good results, and then hopefully we can go to the inauguration on the 22nd, and from day one, let's see what type of cabinet, let's see what type of uh, government that will be put in place to start running our country. We're hoping for the best. That's all we can do. Continue to pray for the best. Thank you, everyone. I'm Volcano Shelton. We'll see you here on Tuesday. And I'm sure by then we'll know if the legislative elections were held, and we'll be discussing results. Good night, everyone.